Welcome back to Ben's Book Club. Today we are diving into the book Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. And let me tell you, this is a book that's going to challenge everything you think you know about self-control. We're not talking about punishment here. We're talking about the real source of your power. So Holiday kicks things off with this powerful image, right? Hercules at a crossroads. And it just perfectly frames the choice we all face, not just once, but every single day. The point he's making is that discipline isn't about saying no to everything fun. It's about consciously choosing that harder, more virtuous path. You know, the one that actually leads to a life that means something. Really, what this book is, it's a practical manual for mastering this ancient Stoic virtue he calls temperance. Holiday basically dusts off this old-school concept and shows us how to use it in our crazy modern lives. It's all about finding balance in a world that is always pushing us to go to extremes. And this, right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the whole book. He just flips the common view completely on its head. You know, most of us, we think of discipline as this joyless, restrictive thing. But he argues it's the total opposite. Discipline is the key that unlocks the cell. Without it, you're just a slave to your moods, your bad habits, your distractions. Real freedom, he says, is what grows from the root of discipline. Okay, so Holiday breaks this whole journey to self-mastery into 3 clear parts. It's a progression, right? You start with the physical, move to the mental, and then finally you get to the spiritual. Each one builds on the last, and this is going to be our roadmap for the rest of this explainer. Everything, and I mean everything, starts here with the physical. And the logic, it's actually super simple. You can't really argue with it. How can you possibly hope to control your complicated thoughts and feelings if you can't even control your own body? This is the bedrock. This is the foundation for everything else. So, as a hero for this pillar, Holiday brings up the baseball legend Lou Gehrig. They called him the Iron Horse for a reason. The guy showed up and played through unbelievable pain and exhaustion, day in and day out. His greatness wasn't just about talent. It was about his insane consistency and his flat-out refusal to let his feelings run the show. So how do we actually do this? Well, Holiday gives us some real concrete steps. It starts when you attack the dawn. You own your morning before it owns you. It means you embrace the strenuous life. You actually seek out a little discomfort instead of always running to comfort. It even gets down to little things, like treating sleep as an act of character. Every one of these is a small choice to make sure your body is serving your will, not the other way around. All right, so once you've got the body in check, then comes the really hard part, mastering the mind. This next pillar is all about finding your focus and your calm in a world that, let's be honest, is practically designed to steal both. And for this one, Holiday points to Queen Elizabeth I as the perfect example. I mean, think about it. She was ruling under constant, immense pressure, with threats and plots all around her, but she was famous for her emotional control. What she showed was that a controlled mind isn't just a nice personal trait, it's a critical tool for anyone trying to lead through chaos. The practices for the mind are just so relevant today. Guarding against endless inputs and learning to keep the main thing, that's a modern superpower for sure. And get this is probably Holiday's most provocative take. Fighting perfectionism. He says it's not a virtue at all. He calls it a form of self-indulgence, a really clever excuse to just avoid doing the work. And now we get to the highest level, the one that's honestly the toughest to reach. This is the point where your self-control stops being just about you and your own success. This is where you channel all that mastery into your character, into what you give back to the world, and into your legacy. The hero for this pillar? The incredible Toni Morrison. Here's a woman who is raising 2 kids and working a full-time job, but she still had the discipline to wake up before dawn every single day to write. That's not self-control for the sake of ego. That is discipline in service of something bigger, her craft, her purpose, her art. The whole point here is that discipline just for the sake of it, it's empty. Its real purpose is to serve others. It's about using your inner strength not to feel superior, but to become a more generous, more reliable person. And it comes with this huge warning. Beware of success, because comfort is the #1 enemy of the very habits that got you there in the first place. And this quote, man, it just perfectly sums up that whole 3rd pillar. Real self-mastery doesn't make you arrogant or judgmental. It does the opposite. It gives you a deeper understanding of how tough life is for everyone, which makes you more compassionate, more tolerant, precisely because you hold yourself to such a high standard. So, okay, let's put it all together. The body, the mind, the soul. When you bring these three pillars together, you see Holiday's ultimate point. A great life, a meaningful life. It's not something you just get lucky and find. It is something you build on purpose through all those small, consistent, disciplined choices you make day after day. And look, this might be the most important, most empowering message in the whole book. If you feel undisciplined, you're not broken. It is not some permanent flaw in your character. It's a skill. Just like any other skill, it's something you can learn and build with practice. It's built on tiny, compounding actions, not one massive, heroic effort. So I'll leave you with this one last thought from the book to chew on. Is this thing we call discipline really just self-control? Or is it something much, much deeper, a form of self-respect? Maybe it's the ultimate act of self-love, protecting the person you're going to be tomorrow from the regrets of the person you are today. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode.